This is the Fenwick Sports Podcast, bringing you the hottest topics surrounding the NFL. Welcome to the Fenwick Sports Podcast. We're going to talk about Super Bowl 56, recapping it, Matthew Stafford, Hall of Fame status, and what Sherman has to say. And we're going to talk about AD and just how dominant he was in that Super Bowl. Let's go. All right, so final score would be 23-20. Cincinnati 20, Rams 23. Congratulations to the city of Los Angeles. You guys have won the Super Bowl. Congratulations. It's about time you guys won something. Y'all blew that World Series against the Braves. I don't know how. I do not know how. Lakers haven't won anything since that bubble championship they won back in 2020. But anyhow, congratulations, AD, OBJ, Aaron Donald, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, and the whole crew of y'all. All right. I want to talk about this, though. And this is something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. A lot of sports shows are talking about in particular. Zach Taylor. What the hell was that you were doing on national TV? You had 2 weeks to scheme against that pass rush. Joe Burrow sacked 7 times. I mean, no disrespect to Aaron Donald and Von Miller, but, I mean, Raheem Morris did not have to scheme anything revolutionary like Tampa Bay did against the Kansas City Chiefs offense and that makeshift O-line they had. I mean, let's pump the brakes here on AD. Look, AD's a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But let me tell you something right now. What Aaron Donald did was what he was supposed to do. The Bengals came out in scat protection, empty gun, way too much. They abused Joe Mixon in the backfield, and they abused Jamar Chase on the outside. Let me tell you something. When OBJ went down with that non-contact injury, OBJ, I wish you a swift and healthy recovery. And before I continue, I heard one person say this past week, and he did not really receive a lot of support in this opinion on OBJ and his health these last few years and just his future in the NFL. And that was first things first, Nick Wright. Nick Wright said this. Nick Wright said that he thinks that OBJ should consider to retire. Personally, I don't have a problem with that take. I don't think he was being controversial. I don't think it was remotely a slight at all to OBJ. OBJ, you have a Super Bowl ring. You have, you just had a beautiful family, beautiful baby. You got your whole, you got so many things outside of football that you can go into. You're about to be turning 30 this year. We don't know the extent of the injury. Honestly, personally, I think that OBJ should retire, and I support Nick Wright and his stance. But back to my point. When OBJ went down that non-contact injury, Sean McVay saw that they were locking up Cooper Kupp. Okay, what he started to do was motion him out of the backfield on that crucial 31 play. He picked up 7 yards on that in-round jet sweep play. Sean McVay, once again, showing his creative genius, the creativeness within his offense. And, that's why, OBJ thrived well in that offense was that, they like to work outside the numbers. If you are a Madden player like me, others, I love using Sean McVay's playbook because it's very creative. Routes are ran, in between the hashes, outside the hashes. It's a very creative playbook. But Zach Taylor could have done and should have done the same thing to Jamar Chase. But instead, he wanted to come out in that ridiculous scat, empty gun formation, all eligible receivers out on the line. Like the first play of the game in the Super Bowl, the first offensive possession for the Bengals was empty gun. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. So we already know Aaron Donald's going to get double teamed, right? Then Von Miller and Leonard Ford, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Who's going to guard them? And you wonder why Joe Burrow got sacked 7 times. So it wasn't some creative master plan that Raheem Morris had. And, AD, Von Miller and them boys was going up against all pro athletes, all pro, offensive linemen. They weren't. So let's pump the brakes on just how much of a closer AD was. He did what he was supposed to do. It's just the Bengals played right into the hands of the LA Rams pass rush. They barely ran. I don't even remember or recall one halfback screenplay, one jailback screenplay. I saw them motion Tyler Boyd in the backfield. Okay, that's great. But you got Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase just set all kinds of rookie receiving records, run Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Like, this brother right here is just as he has the ability and the athleticism and the skill set, if not greater than Cooper Kupp. Yes, I said it. And no, that's not a slight. That's not a disrespect to Cooper Kupp. But in my opinion, Cooper Kupp only thrives well on that offense that Sean McVay runs. You put him anywhere in anyone else's offense. Oh, this is. And I know what people are going to say when with me sitting down saying that, they're going to accuse me of, oh man, because he's a wide receiver. No, he's not. That's not the point. The point is this. I truly believe, yes, Cooper Kupp had a sensational season, but if he was in anyone else's offense, he would not be the number one receiver. No way, no how in the world. And I don't care. Y'all can clown me for that take. I don't care. Jamar Chase should have been motioned out of the backfield. All right. And I did say that if Raheem Morris plays man with Ramsey on Chase, Chase is going to cook him. Chase had 5 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown, no touchdowns. But I mean, yeah, he had that one big play, which is a 46-yard gain in the first quarter when Ramsey got bit on the double move. But Chase is very talented, and it just baffled me how Zach Taylor did not use him more, was not more creative with Jamar Chase. I mean, had you motioned him out of the backfield and, ran some jailbait screens, we would have been, Chase could have had a greater impact. But I don't want to necessarily put the blame on Zach Taylor, and his misuse of Jamar Chase. I want to talk about these two plays that happened in the Super Bowl. One, you had an INT to end the half by Jesse Bates when Stafford, who I don't know what he was thinking, just lobbing it up to Van Jefferson. I think he got desperate. He started to press, and I think Van Jefferson personally could have came back and bat the ball down, at least fight for it. I know it's underthrown, but what the hell, Matthew Stafford? But that's Matthew Stafford. I knew he was going to throw at least one INT. 2, second interception, which is this right here. I'm going to pull up this play for you guys so everybody can see. All right, so hopefully you guys can see this right here, right now. Look at this play right here. Press, throws it, boom. Skronik has it. It's a little blurry, I know. Boom. So I want to say this right here on this play right here. Awuzie picks this off, right? Awuzie, Dallas Cowboy, right? It's amazing how when Cowboy players leave, they end up playing in Super Bowls. A la DeMarcus Ware when he left and went to Denver. They won that Super Bowl against the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton. However, Skronik, right? That is a 7th round rookie out of Notre Dame. Got great size on 6'3", 224, but he is playing. That is OBJ's role right there. If OBJ was in that game, he would have caught that play. He would have caught that pass right there. So I don't really fault Matthew Stafford for that play. But with that being said, the receiver. Let's go ahead and wind that one more time back. There we go. Boom. He just stops running his route. I don't understand. Look at that. Boom. Awuzie picks it off. But with that being said, Cincinnati is up already 17-13, right? And you only muster a field goal out of that 20-13. So that right there was a turning point of the game when the Bengals did not capitalize off of that Matthew Stafford INT. I don't. You have got to make teams pay in situations like that. Like that DB number 1 for Tart in the NFC Championship game when he dropped the clear-cut INT on Stafford. 49ers would have been in the Super Bowl. 49ers would have been in the Super Bowl if Tart, number 1, go back and look at the play in the NFC Championship game, had made that catch, had caught that. It's like It's almost like a fair catch, man. All you gotta do is just wait. Like there's nobody there. Catch it like you're returning the punt. Like fair catch that thing. Nah, drops it. But again, the Bengals did not make the Rams pay. They had, well, first INT in the second half, end of the first half, second INT resulted in a 3-point field goal. You've got to make teams pay. You have got to make teams pay. And I know y'all going to probably be like, well, what I'm about to say, what I'm about to say here, well, why are you talking about them, man? Yeah, he's a bust, or he's declining, because guys like Skip Bayless, they hate this guy, the man I'm about to mention. But if Pat Mahomes does not blow the 18-point lead against the Bengals, they would have beat the brakes off the Rams. They would have beat the brakes off the Rams. And I actually, a good friend of mine and I were discussing the matchup in the Super Bowl with the Bengals and the Rams, and we both agreed that the Chiefs matched up, or for the Rams' sake, the Bengals matched up better against them than the Chiefs would have, because the Chiefs would have had an O-down to deal with that pass rush, and would, in my opinion, again, I know the Chiefs blew it. That's on Pat Mahomes, by the way. You got to make him pay. You got to make him pay. You got to make him pay. Chiefs are my pick to go back to the Super Bowl 57. But I did want to mention that right here, right now. Another thing, moving forward now, I want to talk about another crucial situation that happened in the Super Bowl. And that is my man Tyler Boyd, or shall I say, Tyler Business Decision Boyd. A lot of people are not talking about this either. Again, they're talking about everything else. And, oh, my God, AD. Oh, my God, Matthew Stafford. They're not talking about any of these things that happened in the Super Bowl. I mean, they're talking about the non-call OPI of Tyler T. Higgs, which was, yes, that was clear OPI. Some people are saying AD was offsides in the Super Bowl. That resulted in that incompletion, turnover on downs. Okay, cool. But I want to talk about this play right here from my man Tyler Business Decision Boyd. Now, again, the Rams are out here in scat protection or empty gun. Look at this. This is. I'm sorry, but this is just freaking retarded. Aaron Donald's automatically going to get double teamed. You already see the heads right there, the two left tackles right there, or left guard, left tackle right here, right? He's going to get doubled. Von Miller's clearly coming off the edge, so he's going to get occupied right there. That safety right here, he's probably going to play the shallow hooks. But look at this right here. Boom. Yep, that's right. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's your boy right there. That's your boy, Cincinnati. That's your boy right there, Cincinnati. That's your boy. Let's go ahead and rewind that one more time. Let's go ahead and rewind this play one more time. Yeah, boy. Yeah. That's your boy right there. That's Tyler freaking Boyd. That boy right there said that, hey, man, that's a business decision. I'm out. I don't want no part of that. And you know who that was right there? That was my man, David Long Jr., rookie corner, third-round pick out of Michigan. Hey, congratulations, Michigan. You guys are in the Super Bowl representing. At least you all, got something to show for you after you all got spanked in the playoffs. But nevertheless, Tyler Boyd right there is a proven veteran receiver, even though he's like, 26, 27, something like that, right? He's got to make that play. You have got to make that play. You have got to catch that ball. But nah, he dropped it. Business decision. I don't want no parts of that. End of story. Now, there were other plays in the game that, in the Super Bowl that I did not, I'm not going to go through because it'd take all freaking day. But those were definitely some plays right there that I thought were very crucial in this Super Bowl that the Bengals did not capitalize off of. And I know this is a learning experience for Zach Taylor. Another thing I want to talk about is this. Everybody seems to be talking about the Bengals O-line. Oh, my God, Joey B. The Bengals got to help him out. But wasn't it true, or isn't it true that Joey B was addressed by the Bengals organization? Hey, Joey B, do you want an O-line or do you want a receiver? He said receiver, and he took Jamar Chase with a 5th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, I don't mind taking a receiver in the first round. However, However, let me be clear with this, because I know what y'all going to do. Y'all want to try to twist my words. With the number 5 overall pick. Number 5 overall pick. Now, I know Jamar Chase is making it look like, okay, that was a sexy pick. Yes, it was. It was a very sexy pick. But my God, let's stop accusing the Bengals of just going out there and setting Joey B up for failure. Joey B made the decision. He wanted Chase so he can have that a la Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison. Did I speak too soon? My bad. Connection. You know what I'm saying? If Joey B stays healthy, if they get him that pass protection, because he was sacked 51 times and then sacked 19 times in the postseason for a total of 70 times. I mean, come on, man. He's going to be the next. Joey B is going to be the next freaking Andrew Luck in the NFL before the age of 30. What I mean by that, he's going to retire by the age of 30. Joey B, I know he's got a good size on him, 6'5", you know what I mean, 240, something like that, 230, 240, right? Much bigger than Kyler Murray. And I'm going to address him in a later video. And that entire situation involved the Arizona Cardinals and Kyler Murray and the potential fallout between both of those sides. But Joey B is a tough cat, right? He's a tough cat, right? Cool Joe, they call him, right? But he keeps taking that punishment. I know they will address that O-line this 2022 NFL draft. I know they will, right? They'll probably draft out of Alabama or Clemson or Michigan or OU or somewhere, one of those Power 5 conferences, excuse me. But Joey B has got to avoid taking those unnecessary hits. I remember he had that throat contusion early in the season against Green Bay. And after Green Bay won the game, everyone said, hey, man, you're very talented. You got a bright future, but you've got to slide. You got to get down. But anyhow, let's move into the Matthew Stafford Hall of Fame. Is he Hall of Famer or is he not Hall of Famer? Controversy by no other than your boy, Richard Sherman. Yeah, I said it. Richard Sherman. All right, let's go to this brother's Twitter page. All right, Richard Sherman right here. So, he's a 5-time NFL All-Pro, 3 first team, second team, 5 Pro Bowler. Cool. He's a Super Bowl 48 champ when they beat the brakes off of Peyton Manning. Anyhow, so he's been going back and forth with guys like Dan Orlovsky, as you can see. He says this. Let's scroll actually down to the original take he had on the situation. Let's go ahead. All right. He says this. I'm going to talk about it on the podcast, but the Hall of Fame bar is incredibly low. Now, like our participation trophy, no all-decade team, no all-pro, no MVP, 1 Pro Bowl, not even MVP of the Super Bowl. Never considered the best in any year he played. At least Matt Ryan has an MVP. Okay. He makes very valid points other than Matt Ryan. But again, I understand he's just trying to, validate, his point with, what do you call it? Whatever data. I can't remember what they call it. Quantifiable data. Yeah, right. That's right. Anyhow, now, what's my take on this? Do I agree? Do I don't agree? Yes, I actually do agree with his take. Matthew Stafford's not a Hall of Famer. Okay? I don't care. I know he came in, he played in the era of Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, now Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson. I get all that. But I got to see more out of him. And I do want to see those accolades when a guy's getting considered to be, put on the Hall of Fame ballot. I do. Now, let's scroll up and see what else he's saying. I guess one guy, he retweeted, which he agrees. He says, I disagree with the notion that someone should give credit for something he didn't do. MVP, All-Pro, due to the competition of his era. If X played in a different era, he would have done this and that. But he didn't. He played in this era, and he wasn't top 5 QB. Why should he be Hall of Famer? That's a very interesting point. And I want to say this, too. Kurt Warner I believe Kurt Warner was his no disrespect, I know he's in the Hall of Fame, but Kurt Warner is in the Hall of Fame, and I personally don't think he should have been in the Hall of Fame. I get it, he greatest show on turf, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, Marshall Faulk, and them boys. You understand? I get all that, but he was 1-2 in the Super Bowl. I know he won the MVP, right? I know he won. I think he won. I think he won the MVP. I'm not sure, but Kurt Warner's in the Hall of Fame. No, I would have never put that man in the Hall of Fame at all. Period. Let's continue to read. So he's going back and forth here with Dan Orlovsky. This is as of the 15th of February. It says, these are facts, rankings, where he stood and didn't make Pro Bowl or All-Pro in any of them. Dan Orlovsky again. He says, 2011, he was third in TDs, third in passing yards. 2013, sixth in TD passes, sixth in yards. 2014, 13th in TDs, ninth in passing yards. 2015, top 7 in both. 2016, 14th in TDs, passing, and 6th in yards. 2017, 4th in TDs and 3rd in yards. 2020, top 10 in both. 2011 or 2021, 2nd TDs, 3rd in passing yards. And he said, so we should put him in Hall of Feel Bad. He didn't make it. Richard Sherman, man, that guy, man, he's got some interesting takes. I can't wait to hear more out of him. But no, I do agree. I do agree with the All-Pro and the probably more than likely first ballot Hall of Famer. Maybe second, maybe not first ballot because of the domestic violence situation he got himself in, earlier this year, late last year or whatever. Excuse me. But yes, I do agree with Richard Sherman. I do believe that he's right. Excuse me. I do believe that Matthew Stafford is not yet a Hall of Famer. Now, he wins the MVP next year. He wins another Super Bowl MVP. Then we can start talking. But until then, I agree with him. I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree that he's not Hall of Fame. He's not Hall of Fame potential. Or he has Hall of Fame potential. He's just not Hall of Fame. He's not a Hall of Famer yet. And now, without further ado, that's all I have to add. Thank you all for tuning in to the show. I'm out. Peace.
This has been a Fenwick Sports Podcast production. So if you like the content, please share, like, and subscribe. I'm out.